So hey guys, I'm Aditya Thakur and this series of video would be me trying to explain data structures and algorithm concepts as I learn them. So I hope it helps you because it would definitely help me get better at it, and we would be taking up questions as we go. We would be working with basic concepts, and I'll try to explain them in simpler version, like how I got it, and try to use some examples, some make connections with the real world objects so it's easier to understand. So this video would be we'll talk about why we need algorithms, and how we work with them. So I'll use Paint to explain it better. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, why do we need analysis of algorithms? Like, why do we need to compare, two programs? So, very simple reason. I have two programs with me. They are like both, both programs are like running on similar machines. They have similar operating systems, same CPU power. So how do you know which program is better? Like, there could be a program that you have written, there is a program that my friend has written. So how do you know that this program is better? This program, we should use this program. So there are two parameters to check that. The first is time, basically. So how much time does that program take to run? Most preferably, if it runs faster, it is better. Yeah, so that is, oh, I'm so not able to write with my mouse. So yeah, so if it runs faster, if it takes lesser time to execute, this program is better. And the other parameter is space. If one program is using a lot of variables, it's occupying a lot of space, and while the other uses less variables and still gets the work done, so that is better. And one more thing that I would like to add is, if there is a program, if you have to compare between time and space, so what program would be better? So the simple answer is the program that takes less time, because with advancement in technology, with the silicon chips readily available, we have greater space available. Like initially it was hard to get 5 MB, or some hard disk had very little space. Like you might have seen memes with so much less space, people were able to land on the moon and all that, all those means. But right now, readily space is easily available. So programs that take lesser time are preferred over programs that take lesser space. So that is one point I wanted to add. And there are there are these two complexities that we take in when we're trying to analyze an algorithm. The first is the time complexity, how much time the algorithm is taking. Then the second one is the space complexity, how much space the algorithm is taking. So yeah, so once we are done with this, let's go over to the next part. So what is this analysis? Just okay, so what is this analysis of algorithms? Basically, so if I have my program right here, this is my first program and this is my second program. Now I have my two programs right here. In my first program, if I give it some input values, I am giving it some input values, and I need an output from this program. So what I do is, each time I supply it these inputs, it gives me the result within a certain time. Let's say the time is 100 seconds. Okay, so each time I give it an output, it only takes 100 seconds each time. So this time, let me just make a graph right here. So this is my time. So this program, each time I give it an input, it would take on the clock. This is our clock. So it would always take like 100 seconds. So let me just say, like here it's 100. uh, I have my 100 right here. So it would always take this constant time of 100 to execute. Now I have my input size right here, let's say n. So this is our input. So whatever input you give to this program, it will always take 100 seconds to execute. But we have our second program here. If I'll give it a certain input, and it will give me an output, you know. So whenever I give this input, you know, this input is this n that we are talking about, it would take let's say same amount of time. Like it would take n amount of time to execute. Like if I give it one input, it would take 1 second. If I give it 100, it would take 100 seconds to execute. And if this input size increases, so this output time would also increase. So it would be something like the growth would be you know, upwards. It depends on the time. Now there are some cases with this. I have my first program right here and my second program right here. So if I have to compare these two programs for, you know, for some input size, like around let's say 12 input size, so this program would always take 100 seconds. So that would be, you know, like if I'm giving it 12 input size, it is still taking 100 seconds to execute. So I would feel, no, this program is not good. All right, but when, you know, like for certain cases they would take same time, like for 100 input size, they both, these two programs would both take, you know, 100 seconds to execute. And but when this input size increases, like let's say for 1000, if I'm giving it an input of 1000, this program, the same program that we thought is bad, would take the same input size, you know, would take the same amount of time to execute. It would only take 100, and this graph is a straight line. So it would only take for an input size of 100 to 100 seconds to execute. But on the other hand, this program, if we give it 1000 input, it would take 1000 seconds to execute. So it might not seem huge, right? Like this, but this is a big thing within programming. So how do you compare programs? Like how do you compare such programs? So how would I know that which program is better? So basically this analysis of algorithms is done on the basis of order of growth, you know, in terms of input size. So for my first algorithm, the order of growth, like how much it is growing, you know, it was constant. So this program is better because its order of growth is constant. It would take the constant time. And for this another program, the order of growth, you know, was linear. So it was going up, you know, directly with size of n. So it was something like n. So its order of growth, you know, with the input size was much. So this algorithm would not be preferred as compared to this one. So okay, so that is done. We know that analysis of algorithms is done on basis of so this analysis is done on basis of order of growth in terms of input size, like how much is the program growing. Now there are things that there is this important, you know, list I would say, that we all need to know basically. Let me just type it out real quick. Okay, so we saw that analysis is equal to order of growth. Now how do we know that, you know, now there is this list which tells us like what order of growth is better. So basically if I have order of growth that is constant, so my program is better. But if so this is you know, less, as in less, it takes less time, you know, so this constant one is better. This is like a star part, and this is, you know, not preferred. So these are all the, you know, orders of growth that you will get during analysis of algorithm. So in future videos we'll see ki I have my algorithm, how do I find, you know, each complexity. And from that, by comparing it to this list right here, we'll try to tell like which algorithm is better. So if my order of growth is constant, better. But if I have like log of n, still better. Then we have log n. This is n raised to power 1 by 3, n raised to power 1 by 2, n square, n cube, n raised to power 4, 2 raised to power n, and n raised to power n. So if my program complexity is n raised to power n, and if my program complexity is n square, so which one is better? The one that is lesser. So n square one, this one right here, would be better. Now this list, basically comprises of all the possible cases that we might get. So we might get constant log n. So this list has all the situation, and I would recommend to remember this list, or maybe write it down somewhere, so you know what when. So we'll take up some examples like I have an algorithm, let's say f of n and g of n. These are like my two programs, like we had 1 and 2 in the first part. So let's try to take up some examples to better understand it. Okay, so this is our first example. I have a first algorithm which has this 100n. This is like the complexity. We'll see in future examples, like I'll have my program written from and each statement will try to analyze what is the complexity of each line. But right now let's say for example it has 100n plus 3 as its complexity, where n is this input size, and in this case it has 2n square plus n plus 6. So what we do is there are 2 points to checking which one is better out of f of n and g of n. So what we do is we ignore lower order constant, the lower order term, like this is our lower order term, this side right here. So if I have n raised to power n and a constant, so I would ignore this lower one, this constant would be ignored. And second thing is we ignore the leading constant. So let's see in the example. Ignore the leading constant as in like first let's so ignore the lower order term. Let's say this is my f of n function. Now we have n here and this is the constant. So n comes right above, it comes far up in the list, and constant is here. So what I will do is I will ignore this constant term right here, so this would go out. Now our second point is ignore the leading constant. So I have my n and 100, so I would ignore this leading constant. So my first program, let's say its complexity, so its complexity would be n. All right, now let's see in the second example also. I have n square, I have n, and I have 6. So n square is up in the list, then I have n, and then I have a constant 6. So what I will do is I will keep the n square, but I would ignore these lower order terms, so they both would go out. Then I would ignore this leading constant. Okay, so this complexity would be n square. Now again, to compare these two values, I'll again refer to this list. So in this list you will see this n square is again above n. So out of gn and f of n, since n this term is lower, therefore f of n is better. Okay, I hope this was clear. We'll take up one more example. So this, in this case, f of n algorithm would be better one. Okay, let me take up the next example. Let's take this example right here right now. So I have my f of n, which is c1. c1 is any constant, n square, c3 n, and c4. So c1, c3 and c4 are any constants. There is c5, c6 and c7. So this is n log n, and nothing here. So let's take up f of n again. In this case, what I will do is I will see n square is there, n is there, and constant is there. So n square is again higher up in the list. I have my n lower, so I will ignore this term. I will ignore c4 constant, and n square ka I will ignore this c1. So my f of n function would have complexity n square. Okay, So this was, I hope, simple. Now we have this gn function. So what I will do is I will check again n log n in the list, n log n. Okay, let me just do first n and constant. So n log n, it's basically n here, right here, so it is up in the list. Multiplying these two, so it should be greater than this n. So n log n would certainly be higher up in the list. It is not mentioned right here in this one, but if you are multiplying them, so it is certainly going above n. And then we have n here, so we'll ignore these two terms, and we have n log n. So n log n, now we get this complexity of g of n, which would be n log n. Now how do you compare this f of n with g of n? So what we'll do is we'll cut this n with this n square. We can say that this is n and this is log of n complexity. So out of n and log n, n is in the list right here and log n is right here. So which one is better? So log n is less than, so therefore g of n, our function g of n, is better. Okay, so I hope this was clear. So if you have any questions regarding this, you can put them in the comment section. So far we have only checked like how do you know which program is better. We saw time and space in the first part. Then we came to know that for analysis of program we need to check order of growth. Then we check this list where we have different order of growths and their comparison. Then we did some examples which had these constants which had this input size n, and we compared by crossing out by ignoring some terms and checking which one is better than the other in terms of order of growth. So far we have done only this in this video. So we have this data structures channel on Discord where you can post your queries. If you have any, we would be I would be learning data structure, so you can join me on my journey right here. And if possible, I would try to solve any queries and we can take them up in the voice channel, so we can hop into the voice channel and help you solve your queries. So yeah, feel free to join our community. We have different channels for different stacks. Make sure you grab your role, and yeah, see you there. Thank you for watching.